Hey guys, what's up? The last couple videos have been absolutely exploding in views, and you guys said you'd love to see me complete the entire mission of Halo 3 The Covenant without using a vehicle. There was a couple big barriers that RocketSoft came across when they were doing their video about this. Number one was the big Hornet section, how do you get across that without using a vehicle? And second, which I came across, is an invisible barrier when trying to launch, how can you get past it? To get through the Hornet section, I found two really cool deployable cover launchers, and I also found a couple ways past a couple invisible barriers. So let's get straight to the video. First up, in the first area, just clear out all the enemies as usual, pretty stock standard stuff. Don't wait for the water because we ain't using it, and just walk all the way to the first tower. Once I walked all the way to the first tower, I lasered one of the prowlers. This actually gave me a 100% chance of getting a deployable cover drop. This was probably the most important thing aside from a gravity hammer. So I got that, went up the tower and activated the first tower to drop the barrier. I made sure not to forget the gravity hammer from the Chieftain Brute. However, I noticed when launching through the air, the gravity hammer didn't make too much of a difference, but I thought I'd grab it anyway. Then you have to walk all the way back down to the beach, and this is where the fun begins. So there is an invisible barrier that you're going to see right here that can only be deactivated if you enter the Hornet, but we aren't entering the Hornet, so what can you do to get around it? Solo, I found an actual break in the invisible barrier. We can actually walk through a bit earlier up in the mission. You can get up on the cliff here and then walk all the way around and drop down. There's actually a second way to get around it, but you have to use a vehicle. Not entering a vehicle, but I guess it is
ironic
that you have to use the vehicle, or I guess you could use a crate to push you out of the map. As shown on screen here, you can melee the vehicle a couple times, then brute shot the player out of bounds. After doing that, you can deployable cover launch to the island. I wanted to show two different ways, one solo and one co-op, so if you guys want to do it, I guess with a friend, or you want to do it by yourself, there's two ways around it. The second big obstacle is this huge Hornet section. How are you going to cover all that water? Now, when I was going for the clip the other day, I wanted to actually initially hijack the Banshee. A lot of you guys ask, Remy, how long does it take to get these clips? And this one was probably the longest, even longer than a double Hunter Splitter on Assault in the Control Room. It took me 8 to 10,000 resets over 2 days to hijack that damn Banshee. But also I noticed I landed on that island a lot. On screen now is a successful attempt when I was actually able to land on the island. And I found out, thankfully, that brute actually drops another deployable cover. So then I was like, alright, we could actually do this. We could actually pull this off. Can we get onto the cliff somewhere close, and can we walk around? Because I tried to look at the trajectory of the second island to the tower, and it's a massive cliff obstructing it. So I went and tested and actually saw if you can get onto that cliff and you can deployable cover all the way up there and survive, you can walk around the whole rest of the cliff and then jump down to the third tower area. On screen now was my successful attempt, and we did it. The rest is pretty stock standard stuff, but there was a couple of cool things that I want to throw in here to make this video even better. You deactivate the third tower, the flood come, and you raid the Citadel. The simple way of doing this, obviously, is you get a couple rockets, you destroy each scarab normally, and then you progress onto the next area. But no, I wanted to make it a bit more interesting, so even though I had killed the 2 scarabs normally for this video, I was like, I'm going to do scarab to scarab as well, because you guys would love to see it. So by killing the scarab before the animation is completed when it's initially dropping to the ground, if you use your invulnerability, you can actually launch yourself all across the map, like you saw on yesterday's clip. By timing it right and with correct positioning, the scarab will actually launch you to the other scarab, and you can kill both within 10 seconds. It's an awesome trick, but I just wanted to throw that in there because I felt like you guys would love to see it. Finally, you enter the Citadel. You can do a nice little cool hammer launch here off the box. Continue with the Flood and the Arbiter to kill Truth. A final deployable cover launch to go all the way back down. I was going to do a longer one, but then you skip the triggers, so I just done this short one. And then the mission is complete. I have to say, this cutscene where Chief sees the new ring is probably one of my favorite in the series. But that's gonna do it, guys. That is Halo 3 The Covenant. No vehicles. If you guys would like to see more of these, let me know in the comments below. I've got a whole bunch of ideas I could do across a whole bunch of Halo games. But thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all the support. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video. Bye, guys.